Chicago suburbs, Saturday, 9 a.m. You're lying on the couch, phone in hand. The screen glows blue, an online betting site. Your thumb hovers over the place bet button. The Eagles away, stats in the rain. A 62% win rate over the last 2 seasons. Sunday's forecast, morning showers, 80% humidity. It'll kill the opponent's passing game. The bookie missed it. You open FanDuel, scroll the lines. You find a 3-leg parlay at 10-to-1 odds. You bet $50. In another tab, a pair of Nike Air Maxes for $480. Sitting in the cart. The first 2 legs hit without a hitch. 1 game left. Eagles versus Giants. You open the stream, 2 minutes left. Your team is down by 3. You sit up, teeth clenched, eyes locked on the screen. The quarterback takes the snap. He evades the sack, rolls left. He spots the receiver in the corner of the end zone. He fires. The ball hangs in the air. The receiver jumps, reaches, catch, touchdown. The screen flashes green. Balance, $500. You jump off the couch. You scream alone in your empty apartment. $500. 5 hours of work gone in a heartbeat. You withdraw the money to your card. You text the group chat. We're going out. My treat. 40 minutes later, you're at a sports bar on Michigan Avenue. You order 2 rounds of beers. You wave at the bartender. Your friends ask where the money came from. You explain. The rain in Philly, the away stats, the odds the bookie forgot to recalculate. Life will never be the same. Level 2, the data analyst. 3 a.m. The room is pitch black. Only the blue light from the phone remains. You aren't sleeping. Yesterday, you sent $100 to a capper on Telegram. 8,000 followers, betting screenshots. 10-to-1 odds on basketball. He wrote, lock of the day, guaranteed. You went in for $200. It's the last of your cash until Friday. The sneakers are still in the cart. They can wait until tomorrow. You open 5 tabs of statistics. You double-check the capper. It all adds up. 1 perfect shot, $2,000 in the account. You already know how you'll spend it. First, pay off the debts. Then the shoes. Then you'll start playing for real, with a real bankroll. You wait. Your best friend texts you, the $400 you borrowed a month ago. He needs to pay his car insurance. Tomorrow is the deadline. You swipe the notification away. Back to the stream. Your team takes the ball. They move into position. The shot. The ball hits the rim and bounces out. The game continues. You slap your knee. A call. Your friend. You decline it. He calls again. You pick up. He says, bro, tomorrow is the deadline. When can you send the 400? You scream. You're ruining my night over $400? You'll get 800 tomorrow. You hang up. You open your contacts. Your finger hovers. Block. $400 just became more expensive than friendship. Back to the stream. Final 10 seconds. Your player shoots a 3-pointer. The ball hits the rim, spins, and rattles out. Loss. You stand up abruptly, head in your hands. You grab the phone and hurl it at the wall. A crunch. Glass scatters on the floor. A black ink spot crawls across the screen. Through the cracks, the display reads $0. Level 3, the liquidator. 10 a.m., the office. Table on the first monitor. Robinhood on the second. Yesterday, you maxed out your Chase credit card, a $5,000 limit. Today, you're winning it back through options. You go to the restroom. You bet it all on a market drop. The graph falls. The trade grows. Plus 10%, plus 30, plus 50. You open another tab, the Tiffany website, a $2,000 necklace. You think, I'll close the trade and buy it. My wife will never know about the credit card. Thumb on the button. A news alert hits. A software update for the company. The graph rockets upward. Your options become worthless in 60 seconds. $5,000. 1 minute later. Balance. 0. You sit on the toilet. 10 minutes. 20. 30. You stand up, walk to your desk, take your MacBook Pro, slide it into your backpack. You walk into the boss's office. You look him in the eye. Family emergency. He nods. You turn and walk out. You drive to a pawn shop. You slide the laptop across the counter. The clerk tags it. $450 in cash. You walk outside. Find an ATM. Your hands aren't shaking. You deposit all $450 back into your account. You just sold your livelihood. You don't care. Evening. Home. Your wife asks where the laptop is. You look her in the eye. It broke. Took it in for repairs. She goes quiet. She looks at you a second longer than usual. You hug her. In your pocket, the phone vibrates. A new bet. Level 4. The Strategist. 11 a.m. Starbucks. You open the Experian app. Your FICO score, 540. The red zone. Your Chase and Amex cards are blocked. An eviction notice is sitting in your mailbox. You have 10 days to pay the rent. You drive to a payday loan office. You take $1,500 at 400% APR. You sign the papers without reading. In a trader's Discord, someone drops a screenshot. A crypto casino. A 50-to-1 multiplier on a tennis match. You put it all on one outcome. Your player withdraws 20 minutes before the start. Knee injury. The bet is voided or lost. Screen, $0. Your phone vibrates. It's your mother. You pick up. She asks how you are. Your throat tightens. You start sobbing into the phone. You lie and tell her you got laid off. She transfers you her retirement savings, $3,000. You dump it in right after the first $1,000. You bet in $500 increments. 6 losses. 3 hours later, the account is 0. In the evening, your mother calls. She asks, "Did you get the money? Can you buy groceries now?" You say nothing. You just breathe into the receiver. She asks once, then twice. Then she goes silent. The silence lasts a minute. She just hangs up. The phone explodes with calls from debt collectors. You put it on airplane mode. You stare at the screen. The silence is worse than the calls. Level 5. The Savior. The power is out. You're sitting in a dark apartment. Your phone is at 15%. The banks are closed. The cards are blocked. You dial a number. You were given it a month ago by someone at a sports book. You hoped you'd never have to call it. A meeting in a parking lot. A man in a car. He doesn't introduce himself. He hands over $20,000 in cash. He states the repayment amount. You nod. He looks at you without malice. He's just memorizing your face. You take the money and get out. You go to the casino. You put $5,000 on the roulette table. Red. Black hits. You put down another 5. Black. You move to the poker table. You buy $8,000 in chips. First hand. Pocket aces. You raise. The opponent goes all in. You call. He shows a flush. Your aces are dead. You take the last $2,000 back to the roulette wheel. One number, one chance. The dealer spins the ball. You watch it spin along the rim. It slows down. It hops between sectors. It stops. Not your number. You sit at the table and look at your empty hands. You get home at 2 a.m. Your wife isn't sleeping. She's sitting at the kitchen table. You sit across from her and tell her everything. The Chase and Amex cards, the pawn shop, the $3,000 from your mother, the $20,000 from the men in the parking lot. She listens in silence. She doesn't interrupt. She doesn't cry. She just looks at you while you speak. When you go quiet, she stands up, walks into the bedroom. You hear the closet open, the sound of a suitcase zipping. 5 minutes later, she walks out in her coat. She walks past you. She doesn't stop. The door closes. The click of the lock. You are alone. Level 6. The Final Chance. 8 a.m. You wake up in an empty apartment. Noise outside. You look into the yard. Your car is being towed. It's the repo man. You haven't paid in 3 months. Evening. You're out of cigarettes. You walk to the store. On the corner, 2 men catch up to you. One hard blow to the liver, the second to the jaw. You fall onto the filthy asphalt. They kick you in the ribs. A flash. Darkness. You come to an hour later. Your face is swollen. You taste iron in your mouth. In your jacket pocket, a note. You have 24 hours. You walk to the mall, phone in hand. You approach an Echo ATM machine. You place the phone in the tray. The laser scans the glass. The screen offers $150 in cash. Something clicks in your head. $150. I'll put it on virtual horse racing. 20-to-1 odds. 3,000. I'll pay back part of the debt. They'll see I'm paying, and they'll give me another week. You hit accept. You take the crumpled bills. You go to a 7-Eleven lottery terminal. You put it all on a race that lasts 30 seconds. You watch the screen. Your horse falls halfway through. $0. You no longer have a phone. You have no way to call for help. No way to call your mother or your wife. You stand in the middle of a shopping mall with a shattered face. Level 7. The Absolute Zero. A bus stop. You have no ticket and no ID. Vasha Emia on every bank blacklist in the US. Your family has changed the locks and their phone numbers. You are a social corpse. You ask a stranger for $5 for food. He hands you a bill. You walk toward a lottery terminal. In your head, you're already in a tailored suit, paying back your mother and your wife. You're a human being again. You buy an instant scratch-off. You scrape the silver coating with a coin you found on the floor. Loss. $5 turned into trash in 2 seconds. You walk out onto the bridge. It's raining sleet. No one is looking for you. You have no debts because you no longer exist to the system. Credit score 300. The bridge. You stand by the railing. You don't feel the cold. A flashback hits. That Saturday morning, your first $50 bet, and your wife's laughter. You take a step. Darkness. The brain blocks the survival instinct when the social account hits 0. You cease to exist for the world long before your body touched the water. Your account is closed